Welcome
Welcome
to Shade in the
Shade in the
City.
City.
I am your girl Trees.
It's Nels.
And we are getting into our review of the reunion of Putaringonit. And guys, I was disappointed. I wasn't impressed. I almost feel like it was almost like a Married at First Sight reunion, y'all, for real. And you felt like people just shouldn't have been together. And yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to do better next season.
I wasn't disappointed.
I
felt like I loved Charlena and Otis's part when Milan came out. I loved Kenneth and Shorty's part where they were shading the fuck out of each other. It was great.
I was a little disappointed, y'all, but I'll give you my thoughts. We'll get into it. Let's get shady. Pick up at the reunion. Everyone looks great except
I really like Shay's dress.
Shay's dress was beautiful, was big as puffy. It looked like she was trying to walk down the aisle that day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was beautiful. However, I think it was too much for this occasion, but it was a beautiful dress.
Maybe she was trying to go with, how most reunion shows are. If you want to, like, if we're comparing her to everyone else on the stage as far as how they dressed for the reunion, then maybe it was too much. But in other reunion
But she was the best dressed there. I give her that. She was the best
exactly.
dressed.
But in other reunion shows, usually they go all out. So I feel like if she was on another show where everybody else was, up to her par, she would have fit right in.
It's okay, agree. Now, Shorty looked cute. She had on a nice little ensemble. I think the thing with her, it didn't match. I think when you have certain type of outfits, and I'm learning this as I get older, y'all, your hair and your makeup have to match the whole thing. Because sometimes if your hair ain't right, then it'll mess up the whole look of the dress.
Hair, makeup, shoes, accessories, it all got to go.
Yeah, accessories, everything. It gave me, when I saw her trying on the wedding dress with the sleeves, it didn't do anything for me. Kenneth clearly went into his closet of the trash bag of clothes and pulled out what he thought was best. And kudos to Kenneth for doing that. Alfonso and Otis both look decent. Alfonso looking like a little baby Rick Ross, as we've always seen him.
Charlena looked beautiful. I loved her dress.
I loved Charlene. I actually, we'll see, for best dressed pregnant woman, we're going to give it to Charlena. Now, nice. her and Shay was, I wouldn't say competing, but if we're talking about looks, Shay's was good, but Charlena did her damn thing in that dress. And I can
although we didn't get to see Shay stand up.
I can only imagine if she wasn't pregnant, how that dress would have flowed.
We didn't get to see Shay stand up.
Right.
We just saw the ruffles in the dress.
Right.
But yes, as Tree said, we saw Charlena is pregnant. She said that she is 6 months pregnant. And apparently they knew during filming.
I told y'all this last review. We knew this. We knew that she was pregnant. And they found out at the end. And that's why I was telling Nels off camera, when we have our sidebars. But I said, what it gives me is that I felt she was really struggling with, she liked Chris, in my opinion. And I think when she found out she was pregnant, she was like, damn, I'm pregnant by this man. Now I really got to try to work this out. But this Chris Brown, Otis, Odell looking over here, she was trying to get some of Chris, and wasn't much she can do because she was with child at that point. And of course, that's like, kind of an emotional connection. She obviously loves Otis, and they now are bringing a child into the world. So there was no way she could think about moving forward. After the looks, they asked Dr. Nicole how she feels about her 3 new couples and what she thought about each of them. She says that she felt that they were very brave and courageous to display their issues on TV. Alfonso admits that he didn't realize it was so much work, but it was work that was needed.
Egypt says that Kenneth was being quiet. And he says, that's what a lot of people say, but that's not me at all. And she says she feels like she knows him. He was like, you're going to get to know me. Shorty says that she felt like Dr. Nicole had a lot of patience.
That's what I was going to say.
It's not easy dealing with all these couples. Now, I feel like Egypt picked up a little bit of tension when Shorty said that and said, we gonna touch on that later. So, no.
But Egypt they never really touch on it.
Huh?
They never really touch on it. That was swept under the rug.
Egypt asked Dr. Nicole, because she says that, people feel that her method is unconventional. And she wants to know why this method. Dr. Nicole says people are not having conversations that they really need to have. And when other people come into the conversation, they realize they have a decision to make. Do we want to work on it, on what we have, or is this not the place for me? So apparently this is why she got people dating other people. I don't know if that's, for me.
Egypt she asked them each about what they learned from Dr. Nicole in the process. She jumps to Shay, and Shay admits that when Dr. Nicole told her she can't control the situation, that was a breakthrough moment for her, because I'm here with you, Shay. A lot of the times we feel like when you love somebody, you don't want nobody else, whatever, you feel like if you could just tell them what to do so they can get it right, that you can make it happen, but they have to want to do that. So I think that was an aha moment for Shay, and also an aha moment for me during the season. So kudos.
You learned a lot during this season. Huh?
Right, I did. I learned a lot during the season. Then she gets to Otis and asks him, what did he learn from Dr. Nicole? And he says that he was too busy living in his reality and not addressing how Charlena felt and what she thought. Dr. Nicole praises him for saying that and said that they should be working together instead of against each other.
I like the fact that, he said that now whatever's bothering her is bothering the both of them. So I was like, okay, Otis, because he did have a issue struggling with that all season long.
What did Dr. Nicole say? We had a paradigm shift.
Egypt asked Shorty, what did she feel was some of the tools that she got from this process? And Shorty says coming into the process, she was already heavily leaning towards leaving the relationship.
You heard it
still holding on.
You heard it first.
To a little bit of hope, and thought that coaching would help. She says what she learned was simply being in a relationship that she already deems toxic to herself. I'm going to protect that unhappiness. So she felt like she had to do what was best for her and what was best for her peace. For the both of them, actually. Now, Egypt addresses Kenneth and says, Dr. Nicole worked with you to help you find ways to express yourself. Now, do you feel those tools, helped you feel confident?
He said he learned his self-worth, y'all.
Yeah, he did. And we heard it. We heard all the tools that Dr. Nicole told him in the last damn episode. I'm worthy and I'm a great man and all this other bullshit.
Now we jump into Alfonso and Shay's part of the show. Mm-hmm. And we recap their part of the process. She shows off her beautiful ring, which we all know, is a little heavy. It's weighing down.
Because it's an upgrade. It got more diamonds. It's an upgrade.
Now, Egypt brings up the fact of her using the term spouse, because apparently that drove Twitter wild.
Yes.
Now, she said that because that's how she felt they carried each other without a title or not. And I can respect that. That's how you felt like you were moving. It just sucks because maybe you felt like you were moving like that, but clearly Alfonso maybe wasn't moving the same way.
That, she said she felt that way because they were living together financially, had things together in their business. And he felt like basically it was like that. Like the only thing that was missing was
the family.
The family. She wasn't really feeling that. What I thought was
Shay lets us know. No, boo. Don't make it sound as clean and quiet as
I thought was cute, which is a term I'm going to start using, is that's her husband.
Oh, her husband.
Well, I'm going to start using that. Husband.
So Shay alludes to, Alfonso was like, well, the biggest thing was the family. And I figured once we, could get through that, otherwise we were still headed to the altar. Now, Shay tells them basically not to downplay their issues. It says that they still had a lot of work to do even after the process ended. She brings up the fact that they separated after the show.
For a few months. Didn't speak.
Right. And basically she lets us know that it's because he divulged to her. He was completely truthful. He wanted to wipe the slate clean. And I think that I said this in a couple reviews ago, but I basically said she was the side chick. I think he was still messing with his baby mother.
She said it was too much for her to swallow. Right.
And she was the side chick. And that's why everybody in the situation, from his mother to his baby mother, et cetera, felt the way they felt. Now, what I will say, because I always keep my ear to the streets, Shade Squad. And if you have not already, please make sure that you like.
And you subscribe.
Now, keep my ears to the streets. Apparently, his baby mother came out, supposedly, and said that Shay need to stop looking at her and stop attacking other women. And Alfonso is just a cheater. And he needs to change. And she need to stop driving herself crazy. I said, well.
But, she says that she has a lot of confidence now because this time he came to her with the plan. And it wasn't a list that, she had to write down. And she saw the actions behind his words. So she feels like, there was what is it? A paradigm shift.
A paradigm shift.
She said that her and his
mother, therapy helped a lot. So apparently he continued therapy, which is dope.
He says that her and his mother have spent the holidays together. They speak on a regular basis, and everything is going in a wonderful direction. She's even on good terms with the baby mama. So look at God.
Look at God.
Look at God. Okay. They seem to be doing great for now. So they bring out Asar, Tanisha, and apparently Taysheri was not able to make it. She probably felt like she was going, there was no plates there, and she didn't want to get put in a situation where she couldn't pick up anything.
I'm mad at her.
Asar says the first date caught him off guard. Okay, he was just trying to make sure nobody got hurt. And he did clarify that they did not care, him and Taysheri did not carry on the date after, everything
they left, right.
He said, they just sat there, ate their food, and that was it. Now, Shay says that she wants to apologize to Taysheri, Asar, and Fonzo, because at the end of the day, this is something that they signed up for, and they didn't sign up for her reaction.
Look at God. Look at God.
If anybody changed,
go ahead.
If anybody changed during this process, if it helped anybody, it was definitely Shay.
She had a come to Jesus moment.
She did. I am proud. Now,
well, she done watched some reviews, but go ahead. Then basically, she talks about how Asar is a very nice guy and he's a catch. But unfortunately, she's already caught. So basically, Tanisha said that she was not intimidated by this list of rules that Shay tried to put upon her. She's a grown-ass woman.
And she really don't owe her anything.
She did think it was dope how respectful Fonzo was, but she wasn't going to let Shay tell her how she was going to move because she's irresistible.
And she feels like the only reason really why he didn't do anything is because he was scared to lose Shay, which is a great reason.
Right.
But apparently Asar was in the back shooting his shots.
And apparently it landed.
Yes, it landed. They're going on a date. that night. I think they actually kind of look cute together.
I'm not mad at it.
I wasn't mad at it either.
Look, and he's up north man. So we'll see them in 4 years on the show because she got another 6 before she get a ring.
Ciao. So next we get into Charlene and Otis, and they bring up the fact that at the end of their episode, they clearly that Charlene was pregnant, and I think Charlene said something along the line like, yeah, he wants to start a family or have kids, and we're going to get right on that. Yeah, you already did. You was already pregnant, basically, she said that they found out towards the end of the process, which is why, that's really why she wanted to go on that last date with Chris, because she's like, I ain't going to be able to see another man ever, especially if we stay together. So let me just get this last one out, go on my last date.
I told you that.
Before I'm tied down with a baby and a husband. So she says she did find out she was pregnant towards the end of the process. And they asked Otis what he wants to have. And he says, that's a hard one. And Egypt lets him know, I heard having a daughter changes men, makes them, softies. And Charlene feels like that would be good for him. She says she sees it in him, and he would definitely be that way, super soft to his daughter, but she feels like he could use just a little bit more. And they bring out Chris and Milan. Okay. Chris says he feels like him and Charlene had a real connection, but at the same time, he feels she was still connected to Otis and didn't want to disrespect him. I thought Chris was super respectful.
But let's get into the bullshit.
But you think he was lying?
No, let's get into the bullshit of Charlena, right? So I'm gonna say it may have been editing, right? We'll bless you in advance.
Thanks.
Now I like Charlena. And again, it may be editing. However, I felt like based off of what we saw, she really liked Chris. So this whole narrative.
But I think she was also scared to mess with him because she felt like he was a player.
She was scared because Otis is petty and evil, and she didn't want dinner to be cooked in front of her while she's pregnant and being starved to death, because that's what he gives. That he treats her like a prisoner. No, bitch, I'm giving you bologna sandwiches while I eat salmon. And I'm a whole chef. That's the type of mental he gives me. Can I just tell y'all, and shout out to D, one of our subscribers, and I talk about this all the time. Something in that really bothers me. That scene really bothered me. And I talked about it the first time, and I'm going to say it for the last time, and we're not going to talk about it again. But the fact that he sat in front of her, cooked in front of her, made a whole meal, and sat down and ate it in front of her face.
Oh, the man.
That's like some prisoner of war type shit. That's some really fucked up shit to do to the woman that you love because you're mad at her and you're in your feelings. So now I don't care if you eat. Yo, what does that say about him? Is what I'm telling y'all. Mm-hmm. That to me, that's why I have not been here for Otis the whole season. That was a big red fucking flag, bitch. Mm. What happens when he comes home and decides he mad at you, so he don't want to get the milk? He don't want to get then what?
Look, you know that meme where it's the old guy who's mad with his wife sitting next to him with the umbrella?
Right.
Over her. That's not Otis.
Right.
Bitch, get wet. Get wet, bitch.
Now, I really do. I believe in, people can progress, people can grow, and people can change. And I hope that them having a child will do that. But that really scared me for Charlena. And like I said, it might have been editing or whatever, but the way that they made him look, or the way that he looked, how he's like, I don't give a damn about you. I would be scared if I was Charlena too, but how it looked on camera was she actually liked him. But yes, she was scared. she couldn't even really enjoy or explore the process because she had to keep in her mind, I want to eat dinner when I get home tonight. Or
what's crazy, and
I gotta make sure he buy me some food because Otis might be in his feelings.
And she didn't even bring that up to Dr. Nicole. She only brought up the shower thing because he made me feel dirty. But even that too. I need to take a shower because I brought home flowers from a date that you signed up for me to go on.
Anyway, I'm just saying that bothered me, y'all. So the fact that she gonna sit here and be like, I was focused on Otis the whole time.
Which is why she felt like she didn't open up to Chris, because she was always focused on her relationship.
Okay, girl. That's how you feel. Okay. So then we move over to
Milan.
Otis and Milan. Now, Egypt says something, and I love what she says. She said, it must be hard going out with someone that you clearly like and you know that they're taken. And Milan says she's confused by the words because she said, I wasn't that into Otis. Otis was more into me. Now, shout out Shade Squad. Make sure if you have not already, you hit that like button.
And subscribe.
And if you are not already following us on Twitter, then you need to go do so at Shade in the City, the same way you see on the sign. You see it? You better go subscribe because I retweeted the DMs. Okay, I got Milan's DMs on the Twitter feed. Okay, and let's
go down in the DMs. They go down.
It goes down in the DM, and Otis was definitely in them, and he was definitely into Milan. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll let you take it.
He was trying to get into Milan.
Okay. So Otis feels some type of way, and then she talks about how Otis DM'd her shortly after her date. Charlena said, "Oh, that's not true. He showed me the DMs, and you couldn't hold a conversation. You were
boring and dry." She said, "What's in my text messages ain't boring and dry." I said, "Oh, we didn't even know your number."
And this is what makes me mad.
But it was DMs.
Charlena, you already knew that this man was petty. You were shocked at the fact about the DMs. So why are you coming at Milan, the other girl who did nothing wrong because you signed up for this process, instead of coming at your man? And if anything, if I was Charlena, pregnant or not, and I get it, they were trying to show this like, oh, we're a team, da-da-da. Nah, I'd be like, can you pass your phone over so I can see it? I would have wanted to see it. And then I would have looked at him and be like, I didn't see this. We'll talk about it when we get home. We still.
And I would have definitely wanted.
I'm gonna let you know. No, bitch, I want to see the receipts. Because if you really got that, let me see it. And then I would
definitely want to see the text messages too, because I need to see if this is his number.
Right.
That was texting you.
Right. Or do this nigga got a whole new phone? Just saying. Just a fly in my vicinity.
We over here swatting bugs.
Hey, there was a fly over here and he trying to land on my ribeye, and that is not gonna happen today. So
basically, Charlena says it doesn't matter, they move past that. And Milan is like, I'm just trying to let you know, as a woman, you really don't know your man like you think you do.
She basically a liar. He's a liar, sweetheart. And she lets us know that her and Otis met up outside the process in a parking lot one day. And she's like, Charlena, why would you meet a man in a parking lot? Why is your man meeting another woman in a parking lot? How about that?
Because we worked close together, which means that it could happen again.
Right. No, because Milan does not want him.
Yeah, she doesn't want him. But
she don't want Otis.
Regardless, even if it's not Milan, it can happen again with someone else. And you're not going to believe it.
Trying to show her. And the fact that Charlena, what I don't like is, clearly he told you about the DM, so it's not beneath him to go further. He just gave you enough information so that you would feel comfortable to move on from the situation. Because if he told you the whole shit, you might have been like Shay and you might have left for a couple months. Let's just be real. Because you were just off the deep.
Milan gave us a little taste of what his corny ass said. He wanted to kiss her big, juicy lips. He wanted to give her massages to 90s R&B music. He said he was thinking about her, wish she was there.
And that's true. That's in the DMs too.
Charlena said, oh, I didn't see none of that stuff. And Otis is like, I've heard enough. We've heard enough. I bet you did. And look, it was so cute because Milan said, no, you didn't. Like I got more. So Egypt says, I'm gonna be very direct with you. Ever DM'd her past the DM that was on the show. You never text message her. And Otis says no. Milan says he's a liar. You clearly don't know him. And, you know, Egypt basically tells her, you know, you tried to show her. And basically she didn't want to listen. So we are say this
because I like to play devil's advocate. I don't like to just take one side of things. Charlena did say she did go on this weekend and post that, you know, this is the thing. Stop coming at Milan. That's what's upsetting me. Stop coming at Milan. But she did say that they weren't supposed to have their phones on set. So she feel like that, like all their phones were taken. So she feels like the fact that she was even able to pull out a phone with receipts was something that was set up by production. So I'll give her that. That is a little fishy. However, what I'm not going to give you is that Otis didn't possibly step out, or I'm not saying he cheated on you. I'm just saying Otis was out here lurking, might have been looking for something. And it's okay as a woman to say he might have been flirting in the DMs, but I forgave that and I want to move forward versus acting like it never happened. And attacking the other woman.
Why are we worried about the fact that they able to bring her phone on stage? We're looking at the wrong issue.
That's what I'm saying. Charlena's so fucking lost.
Even if she couldn't bring her phone on stage, she could have printed it out. Would you have looked at it then? What? Like,
that's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm like, you're so focused on your issue with Milan and her being that you're not realizing the shit of it all. Like, look at what he said to her.
I would have felt like, oh, I should be grateful and thankful that you brought your phone on stage.
Y'all, let me tell you, even again, go to our Twitter, Shadeinthecity. When I tell you, he says in the DM, oh, I just think it's stupid that people can't hold a basic conversation. He's talking shit about Charlena to her in the DMs. So I'm gonna need Charlena to have several seats. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this was my number 2 problem with this reunion and why I was not happy, because I felt like we were letting people get away with shit. And I understand it's sensitive. She's pregnant. We don't want to upset her. Maybe we need to take her off the stage and let her go backstage and let these motherfuckers duke it out. But at the end of the day, Otis was wrong as fuck. I'm telling y'all, on all levels, I believe Otis was wrong. And
I wish Egypt.
I'm a stick beside him, making herself look crazy.
I wish Egypt would have got just a little bit more messy, would have grabbed the phone and said,
right,
is this your name on IG?
Right.
Is this your phone number?
Chef O, because it's definitely a.
Was that what it is?
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's just talk about that because we were talking about that off camera. But then Charlena makes it a point to say that, oh, I was watching the DMs as they came in and and I never saw that. Like, DMs can't be deleted. And we all know that that was a lie because she didn't know about the DMs when they talked about it in the therapy.
Till Otis told her. And at that point, you hadn't seen them. Otis just told you. So what were you watching come in?
Right.
So next we get into Kenneth and Shorty, and they are sitting on opposite sides of the room. They are clearly still separated, and Egypt confirms with Shorty where they stand. And she says, we are still separated. We have not spoke since the last time y'all seen us. But he has texted me every single day for 4 months straight. Apparently she had to change her phone number. She blocked him on all her social media, and he still emails her every day.
And can I tell y'all something? Shorty, y'all know, again, keep my ear to the streets. Please make sure that if you haven't already that you like.
And subscribe.
I'm just saying, I can y'all like and subscribe? It's free. and I'm keeping my ear to the streets for y'all. I'm sitting on YouTube all day. So at least lives. So the least y'all could do is make sure that when I come, y'all like it so I can give y'all the tea. Anyway, so Shorty was in her live, which I did watch. And she talks about how, what did you say? I'm sorry. Let me pick it back up though. What did you say again?
Basically that, he has called her every day for 4 months. She blocks him on social media. And he still emails her every day.
About it. And I haven't, I'll be honest, I have not went to, usually I would go and confirm. So this is alleged. Now, but one thing I will say, she talks about it on her lives. Ken is still posting pictures of them like they're together on his Instagram, according to Shorty. And I guess people were in the chat, like telling her, like, he just posted a picture of you. And she was like, and this is part of the manipulation. Like, he would take a picture of her while she was like on the couch, no makeup done, maybe like messy bun. Like, this is the type of that he would do to like.
But not a recent picture?
No.
They're old pictures?
Yeah, that he took of her, but she was like, that's.
And never posted and just now posted?
Right. But he's posting them now. And she was like, this is the type of shit that he would do to like blackmail me, because he knows I'm a public figure. So he'd be like, I'm gonna show you sitting on the couch chilling in your robe looking crazy and and whatever. And he's now posting or sharing those photos, or even just sharing photos of them trying to make it look like they still good when they're not. And she was like, is that not crazy to y'all? And I was like, yeah, that is crazy, Shorty. I'm gonna have to give you that. That's crazy as fuck. You're posting pictures of us or posting pictures of me, period. And we're no longer together. We haven't been in months.
Haven't even spoke.
Right. Just wanted to drop that. Just had to drop that.
Egypt wants to know what type of things that he emails her. No, I thought this was crazy. He'll email her things like he's downstairs. Or can they meet? Now, Kenneth gets upset and he tells her to stop this shit right now and calls her a manipulating opportunist that takes everything and tries to destroy it if it doesn't fit to her liking.
Now, Egypt does bring up that y'all walked in hand, and it seemed like when y'all came in there was love and respect, and she wonders how they got to this point.
Mm-hmm.
He said that
after watching the playback,
yeah, they
on
do.
TV, she comes to him like he's a bum and he doesn't do anything, and like he's not a provider. Met Shorty 3 years ago. She was working at a small radio station in Columbus, Georgia, making $25,000 a year, riding in a busted Aztec. He said she begged him to move to Columbus, Georgia to go, to be with her and go 50-50. And he says all she had in the freezer at that time was a bag of frozen leg quarters. What the fuck that got to do with anything?
Look, Kenneth, but she had food.
Yeah, I know. She's at my house, though. My house. He says he made the sacrifice to move from New Orleans to Columbus, Georgia, because he was weak to her and was drawn and attracted to her. But she ain't it. And America knows it. But you hitting her up for the past, God knows how long, you still blocked.
But you belittled yourself by being with her.
Notice that Kenneth is getting very angry, and she asked him, are you okay? It's probably because he up there screaming and hollering and sweating like a goddamn pig. She think he might be high,
drunk, but I don't really do this, but I'm drunk and I'm high.
Now, Shorty says at no time during the season did she say Kenneth was not employed and didn't say that he was broke. Now, Egypt interrupts her and tells her, sometimes you can say things without saying them. And she's like, okay, all right, I guess.
I feel, now, here's my thing. This is where Shorty messed up. You knew he wasn't fulfilling or giving you what you wanted, but you stayed with him, which made him think him not fulfilling those things was not a deal breaker. Mm-hmm. Then you came on this show and made it a deal breaker. And now he's like, oh shit. But what I'm going to say in Shorty's, at least in my opinion, this was not the first time. Like she said, she gave him a whole year to fix his credit. This was not the first time she brought up him needing to step up more or do more, and she wanted him to be in a better place, it was just now he heard it because he's embarrassed and he's on TV. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but you know what? I still don't feel like that's the deal breaker for her. I don't feel that his financials are the deal breaker. I feel like she wants him to be more financially stable.
Right.
But I feel the deal breaker was something she was afraid to talk about. The way he reacts to things or what she said I mean, we didn't get there yet, but she said she had to hire security that day. At the not the reunion, at the last episode, she was worried that he hadn't already left yet. Right. You saw how he the last episode. She is worried about consequences leaving the relationship. This man is clearly a stalker. I don't know what he's done, but yeah, we blame it on financials. Maybe he wasn't as financially stable as her. He had a job. She didn't say what it was. He didn't say what it was. For all we know, he was working at McDonald's. Right?
And based off her live, she said that he's capable of doing many things. She said he wants to get into acting. He wants to be a blogger. He called
himself talented. He said he was talented.
He's a general contractor. She said he does many things. She doesn't know where she said, and I never said he doesn't have money. He has money. It just doesn't come in my house. And when he gets bill money, he cash apps the money back to himself after he sends it to her. And when we saw that scene of him looking up her bank information, apparently that's what he was doing because he had just sent her bill money and he was sending it back to himself. Because that's what he used to do when he got mad. So that was her point of saying, I never made it seem like he was broke or da-da-da. He had money coming in, but is it really money coming in if you never pay shit? Or when you do pay shit and then you send the money back to yourself? Like, what type of is that? I've never even heard of a nigga doing that.
I bet you he's a June Gemini.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure he is.
I'm sure he's a
June Gemini. I'm absolutely sure.
All shade to June Geminis. All shade. I said it. I don't give a fuck. Male Geminis. I don't know about the female.
It's giving Kanye. I'm sorry, I had to go on my little rant because that upset me. Then this is another part that's going to upset me. Can I tell you, I was really not here for this reunion. So then Egypt goes as Shorty and it's like, well, the whole point of the show is put a ring on it. And I'm not going to lie. I said this. Go back, watch review 1, probably 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And I said, why is she on the show? Because it's very clear she wants to get out of this relationship. Mm-hmm. She does not want to be with him. Now, she asked her, why would you do this if you knew his character for the last 3 years? Why would you want him to put a ring on it? And she said, Shorty says, I wanted him to get the help that he needs. However, I did come into this process knowing that I wanted to end this relationship.
And wanted it documented.
He said, what did I tell y'all? I said, she is scared. She wants it documented. But it was that last episode when he showed his ass. And let me tell you something, because I've been in a really fucked up relationship before, y'all. And I saw it when it was the way she sat there so cool, like, talk your shit. Please keep talking. Talk yourself into a hole so I can kick your ass out this house. I've been waiting for this. Shorty was waiting for that moment. Now she wanted to do it without consequences. And that's what she lets Egypt know. And I just felt like from a woman to woman standpoint, if you can't understand what it's like to be stalked or to be in an abusive relationship, it's not fair to, I just felt like they did Shorty wrong. I'm gonna be so honest. I think that they did Shorty real.
Honestly, I can understand why they asked her initially, because they just want to see where her frame of mind is. But then she took it a step further and she asked her, if you knew you didn't want this relationship, why bring him on TV and humiliate him? Lady, I just told you why I brought him on TV, okay? But Shorty says her intention was never to humiliate him. You know, she should always be free to walk away from the relationship.
Right.
Meaning that she shouldn't have to change her phone number that she's had for the last 15 years. She shouldn't have to hire security to work on set that day for her. Now Egypt turns to Kenneth and tells,
why is she hiring security? Why is that not put in place for her by the show? That's what I'm saying. They did Shorty really wrong, y'all. And it's fucked up because she clearly, I'm not saying he abused her physically, but she's clearly scared and she has a right to be. And she talks about how she left little breadcrumbs throughout the whole season, letting us know. And me being a victim of stupid shit like this, I saw it and I was like, run, bitch, run. I get it. That's why she's here. She didn't know any other way but to fake like she was going to spend the rest of her life with him.
And he actually feels like he was manipulated and it was a trick for him because he thought that they were going to work it out and that's why they were on the show. But Egypt did turn to him and tell him, you know, this has got to stop. You cannot attack this woman or any other woman verbally or otherwise when they say something that you don't like.
And then he tries to verbally attack her again.
Yeah, but he made a pact with Egypt and, you know, says that she's done, so he's done too. But I'm sure she's probably still getting emails.
I'm outside, bitch.
So they bring out Hollywood, Tavy, and Myia, which is people that they all went on dates with. They start with Hollywood and bring up the necklace that he gave Shorty. And, you know, she brought home and Kenneth threw it down Peachtree.
Right.
Okay.
He said, I'm going to get my money back, baby.
Kenneth basically says that he felt disrespected. You know, he didn't want his girl wearing a necklace that was from another dude, reminding, you know, her of him. And Hollywood said, you know, I got Zelle, I got Venmo. He said, I got Google to be reimbursed. And Kenneth says, you know, come on to Jazz Fest and homie, I got you now. Hollywood took this as like a real invitation, but I don't feel like it was.
No.
I didn't feel like he was actually trying to give him the money back. So whatever. Then they move on to Tavy. And Tavy talks about how they went on quite a few dates. So he was shocked when she opted out of dating him anymore. And I liked her and Tavy together.
I like Tavy.
He says that, you know, he thought he was shocked because he thought they had good vibes, good energy, and apparently they don't really talk anymore. He kind of let it sizzle out. But you got me fucked up. I don't Tavy. I bet you're single now.
I'm single.
Tom says single. Right?
I just canceled that.
Right?
Like Nino.
Right. They talked to Myia about her comment, may the best woman win. And she says, you know, it was a joke. She didn't really know the problems that they were having behind the scenes. Otherwise, she wouldn't have said that. And she felt like they really had a true connection, both being Geminis, and she felt like she was the female version of him. I don't know if that's really a compliment or what. So Egypt asked Myia if there's a future for her and Kenneth. And she says she feels that, you know, he needs to get stronger spiritually, mentally, emotionally before she feels that he could be the man of her dreams or the man who could lead her.
No, the problem is she saw that footage and she don't want them problems. And she decided, nah, I'm good.
But she also feels that he's the type of guy that, you know, could use some help and will actually listen to the help to get to the next level. He's just missing some guidance. If you could have saw Shorty's face like, yeah, bitch, go ahead and try. I tried it for the past 3 years, but you go right on ahead. Take.
Oh no, I took the words by he could use some help, meaning he could use some professional. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Yeah, that's how I took it. And that's why I said after she saw that footage, that's why she was like, oh no, I can't do nothing with Kenneth, but he's a great guy. I can't do nothing with him.
Egypt asked Shorty after watching the show back, does she feel like there was some criticism that she gave that maybe she's willing to acknowledge? Like stating that he is out of women's league or even out of her league, because apparently a lot of people that was watching didn't appreciate it. And Shorty says he wants to be with women who have a lot to lose because that's what's going to be the leverage that he's going to use to keep himself where he wants to be.
Well, damn.
I said, well, and Kenneth's last words are Shorty is a manipulating opportunist Ain't no way a woman her age gonna accept me and all the bullshit that she says I've done for 3 years for you to put me down on national TV and just emasculate me. And that is apparently a new word that he has learned, emasculate, because everybody on Twitter and social media told him that that is what she is doing to him. So they bring everybody back out and ask Dr. Nicole what her last words are. Dr. Nicole says the objective for every relationship is to be at peace and not in pieces, so that you will bless your next relationship and it will be extraordinary because you're not in shambles. You're at peace with yourself. So they want to update on everybody's plans. And, you know, Egypt asked Charlena and Otis what their plans are, if they have any marriage plans yet. And they say, no, they don't have a date set yet. Right now, they're just focusing on the baby. So they're nesting right now. Shay and Fonzo say that they are looking at mid-October for their huge over-the-top celebration. Apparently, he wants singers, he wants clowns on skates. And he says, you know, you're only going to do it one time, so you might as well do it big. And he says,
clowns have to do with anything?
Huh?
What do the clowns have to do?
Girl, I don't even, on skates. See, I don't even know. I don't even know. It's a clown wedding, apparently. I don't know. It's a circus. Child. And, you know, he says babies are in the making, and Shay says, not until that wedding comes through. Sorry, not until we're actually married first. Shorty says she's working on herself and healing, and it's a slow process, but she is dedicated to it. And Kenneth says that he is going to the top and beyond. Check him out. He'll be in a new movie called Candy Lady Baby Generation. And he's going to drop it at the end of the year. But right now, he's just working.
Like Shorty said, he got several jobs, but you don't know where the money's coming from. What is that wraps up our season 3 of Putaringonit. I am so happy they did not make this into 2 parts. Thank you for saving us. I hope that we find couples that actually want to be together next season. This was just a mess, y'all.
Best of luck.
Milan, keep spilling the tea so we can keep retweeting it. That's all I'm saying. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please make sure that you like,
you comment,
you subscribe,
and hit the notification bell.
And thank you guys for sticking with us for our first review of Put a Ring on It. And we are ending a season, so that's always a big accomplishment for us. So thank you guys for sticking through it with us. Thank you for all the love. I know we've gotten a lot of views, a lot of followers from this, so we appreciate it. And we'll catch you guys next season to see what other crazy couples.
If they bring on some real relationships.
Right. But love you guys. Have a great night.
Good night.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe.